What is up, you guys? Today I'm back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you 5 different tips that can help you catch some more bass this summer, and these 5 tips will hopefully help you catch more bass. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into tip number 1. So for tip number 1, you're going to want to fish where there is shade or structure, whether that be like the edge of the bank right here where those trees are providing shade, or even inside that tree where there's stumps hanging through the water. It's going to be very hot this summer, so these bass do not want to stay in the hot water. Obviously they want to go to somewhere where it's more cool, and so areas like here look absolutely perfect. It is completely in the shade while the rest of the pond is in the sun. So this leads me to believe that a lot of fish are going to be coming over here and they're going to be trying to hang out in the shade. Here we go guys. So those tips have allowed me to catch my first bass of the day. That's pretty exciting. And oh my gosh, look at that. Sorry guys, look at this chunk. Look at this chunk. So if you don't believe me that these tips work, here we go. Look at this bass. Guys, look at this absolute chunk right here. That is a good over 3 pounds right there. So please listen to my advice. At least try it out and see if it works for you too. All right guys, we're gonna let this guy go. We don't want to keep him out the water for too long. He's pretty feisty too. He swims off right there. The water is very warm, by the way. And so that fish is going to bring me to tip number 2, which is use the correct colors. And the way that I would describe using the right colors is if you have natural looking water like this, which is green and kind of clear, and it just has an overall natural look to it like this, you're going to want to use a natural colored bait. And so right here we have green pumpkin, or you could even use like a watermelon red, something that just looks very natural. And so for those lures like pink, white, or orange, you would be using that in more murkier waters where the fish is harder for them to see, and those are more out there colors in which they can see better. So obviously for a natural pond like this, you're not going to want to use like an orange, white, or pink lure, because it's not going to look natural. The fish are going to see it, and then it's going to be more likely that they say this isn't supposed to be here, and they're going to pass on it compared to a green lure. Tip number 3 is going to be slow down your retrieve. When it gets hot, the bass's metabolism is going to slow down, and when their metabolism does slow down, they're going to be less aggressive. Oh, here we go. Oh no, we had a bite. Dang it. So we're targeting that same area that I caught that first fish at, because obviously it's mostly shaded, so that should be the coolest spot. But as we are talking about the 3rd tip, we just got another bite in that exact spot. But before I was rudely interrupted, the hotter the water gets, the less the bass are going to be aggressive. Fast moving lures might scare them off in the summer, so I would use slower retrieves like finesse baits or soft plastics like I'm using right now with a wacky rig, or even shaky heads, finesse worms, drop shots, anything like that could definitely work. The slower presentation is going to give the bass more time to decide whether they want to bite or not. So make sure your lure looks like a meal and something that they can actually eat, instead of something that runs off or they have to go chase, in which they might miss it. So just remember, patience is key with summer bass fishing. It is going to get tough, but you can definitely still catch them. There's still big ones out there. But that's going to lead me to tip number 4. All right guys, tip number 4, this is one of the most important ones, is fish early morning or late evening. Bass are most active during low light hours like dawn and dusk, because it's cooler and safer for them to hunt near the surface. And during these times you can also use top waters like frogs, which is very fun for bass fishing. Although you might not get as many bites as like a wacky rig, you can definitely still use that. And in my opinion, it's more fun using wacky rigs, so you can try that out this summer. Obviously the water's not going to be as hot when the sun's going down or coming up. And also for you, it's going to be a lot easier because you're not going to be in 100-degree weather or anything like that. It's going to feel a lot nicer. Hardest part is just getting up there before the sun rises. You know, it feels good to sleep in, but it's going to be a lot more rewarding catching that big bass. And so for my 5th and final tip of the day, and then after I say this tip, we'll just be around here fishing, it's target deep structures midday. So during the heat of the day, bass will often retreat to cooler, deeper water to conserve energy and to stay less hot. Look for underwater structures if you can, such as points, humps, ledges, and drop-offs where bass can hide in cooler temperatures while still having access to food. If you do plan to fish structures midday, I would use like a deep diving crankbait, jig, Carolina rig, spinner bait, anything like that. Even a jerk bait might work. Fish often suspend around these structures, wait to ambush prey, so slow down and remember, stay patient and try to find the bait that works. Preferably, for me at least, there's usually not structure in the middle of the water that I can see, which I said in tip number 5, but if you can find it, that might work. But preferably I would just stay near structure, whether it is shallow or not. I feel like structure is always going to be the best bet, whether it's only like a foot deep or not. I just feel like these bass always tend to cling around it. And what you saw after I caught that first fish in tip number 1, these bass do not care how deep it is. It's only about a foot deep right here, and there's still a giant bass like that I caught hanging around here. So after I got all 5 of those tips out there, we're going to keep fishing the wacky rig slow and just using the tips that I gave you guys. And we're going to see if we can hook on any more. Oh, you ready? Guys, I got a bass. Oh, bro, this thing's big. Oh, bro, this thing's huge.
It's massive. Get that in. Get that out.
Hold on.
Get it. Oh my god.
Bro. Oh, bro. Bro, this is like my PB. Guys, look at this, bro. Guys, look at this. This is probably my PB. 4.9. Oh, did you guys see that? This thing jumped out for that. This thing looks pretty nice too. Oh no! We popped off. No. Guys, same exact spot. That thing was pretty big. I think it was probably a little bit smaller than that other one, but maybe at least like 2 pounds. But that thing was at least 2 pounds. Did you see the way it jumped out? I'm so dumb for bringing it to the top. We should have. When bass jump, it is not a good thing because the hook is out of the water, and when they shake like that, it's very easy for the hook to just rattle out of their mouth like that. That was a dumb move by me, completely on my fault. Oh, man, that is our 3rd bite of the day, and we just lost a 2nd nice one. So guys, that is going to conclude today's video. Those are 5 bass fishing techniques that I personally use. Hopefully you guys found something useful. If you have any suggestions or comments, put in the comments down below. I read all of them. Like the video if you liked it. And if you want to see more videos by me, please subscribe and hit that bell. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.